Welcome back. We're here to do the super chats. If you haven't got it in, get it in quick because it will be closing soon because we are really piling up. Very separately, later I will host the not the element reads, the twin flame joint connection. So that will go onto Premiere. I may release it to the members first. If you want to come along, you can join us. And very separately, I am behind the scenes doing some upgrades to our membership, which I'll be having a chat to you guys soon. Pretty exciting. And we also do have for the star signs coming up in the members first at next month's eclipse energy. So we're going to touch base with that, and it is going to be by star sign. So if you want to join us, come through. You can receive this through the star sign level. So it is one of the lower priced packages that you can get within our membership. And we're now going to be calling the star sign energy webinars, which I am going to be doing these. So this is going to be the first one of its edition within this month. And there will be another one I will host directly after for the eclipse and Taurus. So this one's going to be for Libra. If you want to come along or you're already a member, you guys get the premium features for that. Are we excited? Now, I was gospelly shocked how many super chats there were this morning. I was like, okay, are we in the thick of it? Well, more than likely we have been, and that's because we have been going through some huge upheavals, really, with the astrology. And it is to do with changes. It is to do with our relationships, our money, our value, with Venus, where it still is theoretically in shadow. Being in the house of Leo, it was to do with our childhood. We see children in the media. We see the childhood vision of Barbie movie. It was literally launched during a Venus retrograde, which they did make mention that potentially they did that on purpose because it takes us down memory lane. It takes us back to our inner child. And there is a lot to do with feminines, which I did say. So far, I can say I haven't seen anything negative in the media, but there is a potential that can be coming. And that can be because the South Node currently is in Libra. So what we can find is very assertive feminines coming through, feminines going into male-orientated jobs, equality to do with sexes, any abuse in relationships, and we've really seen that in Australia where they're actually bringing in new laws. Again, Libra can be laws. New laws to do with the safety and the well-being of people when they do actually go through separations, especially if they do tend to have maybe a bit of a problematic ex on their hands. So we have seen those themes. Now, we also then had Mercury retrograde in Virgo, and that for us can be, Virgo is a feminine sign. We also have Jupiter now that is retrograde. It's in Taurus. It's another feminine sign. So there's a lot to do with the Venusian energy, which can be money, women, values, health, nervous system, how we get stressed. Definitely Virgo can be looked upon as nurses. It can be looked upon as, more the analytical mind, paperwork. Now that those two are going shadow direct, which they still theoretically are shadow direct, you do tend to still get those blasts from the past coming through. But we did notice Leo also with Venus was celebrity. So we saw a lot of celebrities breaking up that have very long-standing relationships. And again, with it going direct, those more can come through at this time. It's never going to make anything happen to you. It's more cementing the reality of acceptance and saying, look, where we stand right now, this really isn't resonating with us. So we're needing to walk away from this in a very amicable sense. And there can be children involved in those circumstances too. So we may be revisiting exes, storylines of exes still. And definitely we can be looking at, okay, who is the new version of you? Is it your look? Is it your demeanor? Is it your attitude towards your life? And there was a lot of confrontational things. The moon that is coming up, which is occurring on the 29th, I'll make mention of it here. It is going to be in the house of Aries. And it's funny, it is going to be a super moon. I haven't really heard anyone discuss it in this fashion. but it's something that comes to mind for me. Yes, it's a supermoon. It's in the house of Aries, but it also is in the set where the nodes are. It's not an eclipse. We've already had an eclipse in this area. So it's going to give us a little bit of a PDF, and it is going to be discussing the factor that, things to do with the eclipse, to do with the North Node. So I think this eclipse is going to take us this energy is going to take us by surprise prior to our eclipse in Libra. So make yourself prepared. It is assertive. I would probably give it a few days either side. There can be some surprising things. We also do have Aries and Chiron there. So I would definitely say, look after your base chakra. Don't go to extremes with maybe reds, avoiding reds moving into that moon. Sitting with your emotions, being aware that you can be heightened in your attitude. And it's very Mars in nature. So you might make spur of the moment decisions that can be very heated. Again, it is a new chapter, but just be aware because we have Aries and Chiron there currently in its retrograde. It is also the North Node, and it is a moon, being home, family, heightened emotions during that time. I'm just going to say that. But come through and join us for the eclipse in Libra if you choose to. Otherwise, it will be open to the public later, closer to that point in time, which there's going to be hundreds of videos out there on YouTube. But yeah, come through and grab our vibe. So let's just read a few of the chats. Did you use the link for PayPal that is in the description box? Yeah, I was actually saying to giggle. So far, it's been so good. I have had one patron actually pay to the old PayPal account. So just really reconfirm, I have actually placed it on YouTube. I've also placed it, I'll start placing it inside the Super Chat videos again. You can get it through the website. If you go to the donation page, you can find it there also. So you got it on YouTube. You have it in my information box on here. You also have it on the website to be safe. And separately, if you need it, just give me a heads up and I'll share it with you guys. The other thing I can say is from here on in, if it goes into the wrong, I'll just deem it as a donation. So please, for paperwork reasons, you do need to use it, in the correct one. Okay, we're going to pull a card for the overarching energy of what we need to be aware of, and then we're going to get into the super chats. Getting quick, we'll probably take a few more, and then we will be closing it down because it is a public holiday here in Australia. In the old days, we used to say God save the Queen, and now it's God save the King. I'm pretty sure he's got Leo on his chart as well. Was it Scorpio? Did I see Scorpio? I can't remember now. I did look at the King's chart. Okay, the mind and spirit are connected with each other and the divine. So this is the crystal we have. What does it say? Remember the divine spark within. Aspire towards enlightenment, increase mental clarity and intelligence, improve telepathic communication skills. I have had a psychic attack recently. I haven't actually had that in a very bloody long time. Yeah, very long time. And it was an energy in the bedroom. And I was like, geez, I haven't had this in like 15 years. And it did crop up about 3 nights ago. Again, with the transits with Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces currently in their retrograde, they will be going direct very soon. Thanks, Google. I'll chuck those up on the screen. That looks so, I look so low now, don't I? Or maybe I'll put that down there and you might be able to see my head. I was actually going to rename this channel to Readings with Yildiz and her Gym Jams. I've got my dressing gown on, so, I have a very busy day. It's black. It looks like a sarong, It's black. Anywho, so what else do I get from that card? Number 1 is your intuition can be heightened. Retrogrades don't have to be. Thanks, Sway. Retrogrades don't have to be a negative thing. I have seen some interesting aspects, especially to do with our wellness. So that can be, feeling very fatigued, feeling very foggy, getting run down. Virgo can be to do with health and higher heart chakra. Leo can be to do with higher heart chakra and inner child wounds, confidence, vivaciousness, boldness, ego. So we have all of those dynamics at the moment going on. But it's moving direct now. So it's like, okay, wherever Leo sits for you, wherever those planets sit for you, it's asking you now to react to those circumstances, to make some solid decisions, and to change. Okay, so there's lots to do with change, and especially for Aries and Libra, these eclipses are going to affect longer than we think. So traditionally speaking, when we do move into sets of eclipses, it's 18 months. However, because we are in the air energy, the Gemini energy coming through, it is going to be for several years to come. So although we may feel, hey, it's going to be over and done with, no, Libras and Aries are going to be very different energies in the coming years. So be prepared for that. Forewarned, forearmed. So who do we have first? We have Carrie. How you doing, Carrie? And I've got to colour my hair, so we're just going to try and get it out of the limelight. Lord. So how you been, Carrie? What would you like to... Whoa, you got a jumper. Healing the heart chakra. Okay, you do have the yin to the yang happening here, but you also... do have a lot of changes that you're wanting to go through. I do feel you have mastered your mind, okay? I do feel as though there is a frequency where you're trying to have that mind mastery when it comes to major decisions that you're wanting to make, because it's asking you, and it might have been that you're reflecting back on the old person of who you used to be versus who you are today. Yildiz 5D use the new list with correction. Hi, Ben. How you doing? So you've got high heart chakra. You're healing your heart, okay? But it's also to do with passion. Because for you, and I'll speak in code, and I'll give you a bit of a PDF to do with the eclipse, you can have some big changes coming into your love life very soon, okay? This eclipse is going to be pretty big. But your thought energy, it's good that it's going to the past, because look, usually when we have triggers come up and we're aware that they're coming up and you have that self-talk and you can say to yourself, no, I'm not bloody doing that at the moment. I'm not doing that to myself. It means you're in self-awareness. It's not that these things radically leave our body. They're there, but we're able to be, instead of the navman telling us where to go, because we have the education and we have the wisdom, we end up navigating how we respond to that circumstance. So it's almost like you're taming the beast, which can be the inner self-talk and the chatter, the going back over old ground, that's really haunting. So you've got watching your thoughts, but it's in the past position, which means you are managing it and you're trying to not go into that spiral of, I'm going to keep telling myself negative stories, because for every negative there is directly a positive, okay? And there is a reason why we go through certain circumstances. Sometimes we just don't know why it is at the time. Does that make sense? Okay. I also feel there can be some people that are wanting to help, but maybe you're the one that everyone has gone to. I feel as though you're very apprehensive. Could there be trust issues? Yes, but I think it's more emotional intelligence. This could be between three friends. There could be something that is changing within that dynamic. But you also have changed. Thanks, Giggle. You also have changed. So it appears to be that there is a circumstance. There's three kindred souls. These people were people that you've shared very special moments with. Now, this might have been a really lovely thing, and you're reflective on it, and you're like, gee, look how far I've come. Look how far it's changed. It's also asking you to allow people to help you. And that can be, especially for your zodiac sign, very difficult at the moment. Because everyone has come to you, or you have helped yourself at all times. Now it's about allowing people into your life and doing it differently, and rebuilding the trust. And sometimes these tests spiritually come to us to prepare us for connections. This can be a reunion, right? So there are 3 friends. I do believe they're going to be helping you. I also do feel dig deep, because you're going to find so much more, and it's going to be quite unexpected. You may feel undervalued at this point, and it's asking you to address those areas. When we feel undervalued, we do have energy in it. So we can directly say, do you know what? Sod this. I'm not doing this. This is out of alignment for me. I may need to do it for the interim, but because I've made a spiritual choice and have acknowledged my worth, I now am going to make some solid decisions about what I'm going to do from here on in. Even to rebuild the trust within broken connections, be it's a past tense person, a twin flame, a friendship group, we can change. And, the people around us may need to adjust initially. But at the same time, what I am seeing is you are going to have a new set of friends. Maybe they're evolving and changing. But taking things slow so you can be the new version of you. And it's rebuilding that trust with your intuition, because part of it is almost like we can't eliminate everyone from our life. Does that make sense? We do go through that in an awakening, but in order to be that new version of us, what we do need to do is show up differently. So it's about rebuilding that trust with your intuition, being the new version of who you are, and so that you can adjust into those circumstances, doing things gradually to rebuild that trust, if that makes sense, in the new way. And that can also be responding to these situations differently. I do feel you do have a separate personal decisions. I think there's about 3 that you're about to make. And I think you're going to know when to do that, but just go gradually into it. If you keep coming to the same consensus, that's what I'm hearing, you have your answer. It's about, okay, what steps now am I going to take with that moving forward? I hope that helps. I'm feeling I'm going in circles. Well, the circles are happening because if you are coming to the same consensus, you have the answer, you just haven't acted. Does that make sense? You're second guessing yourself. If you keep coming back to the same revelation, you have your answer, you just haven't walked through that door. Does that make sense? So it's about saying, okay, hush, Kerry, we have the answer. It might make people pissed off, excuse the French, but this is what is in your highest good, and really moving towards that and doing it. We can't make everyone happy. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's about, okay, what is going to take me to my bliss? Can I see myself doing X, Y, and Z for the next 5 years? If it's no, you have your answer again. So it's about breaking it down. It's about making, it's simplifying the decision making, if that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I hope that helps. On to the next bee, and poor Giggle has been chucking them up, and I've just been blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we've had Kerry, and next up we have research clue. And I've got another reading sitting under here ready to go. I do have long weekend. And I literally told all the members, make sure that you have cleared the deck, because I do coaching in there. So if you guys need coaching, if I see something in a transit that's really going to, throw you a 180, throw you a loop, give you a tower, I'll give you a heads up. I've got 2 jobs, so I pop in there. Very supportive environment. And that's also from the beautiful members that are in there. Okay, so research clue. Hit me. If you have a question, hit me. Most welcome, Kerry. Keep safe, doll. It's going to get better, my sweet. Okay, what do we have? Research clue. So, yes, the webinar will be hosted Monday. Okay, guys. I'll be doing that Monday, Australian Monday, which will be tomorrow for you, morning, evening, whatever. But the link is within the, I'll reshare it to the community. I'll put it in Discord, though, more than likely. I think I already have, yeah. If you have not got a link to our membership Discord and you are a new member, you usually can go through, you can comment on any video and say, hey, I need the link, and I can reissue it to you. And there's 2 levels. The top level, we're always up there gas bagging. The very first one, the intro level, I give you updates, but most of the coaching is the very top. Okay, so research clue. What we do have. Signs and synchronicities at the moment could be chasing you off. There could be some hunches that you're having that you're actually not listening to. We have paying attention to the signs and synchronicities, and it's very common through your awakening when you are getting signs and synchronicities that they absolutely bombard you. I had a beautiful client, hi Stella, that used to say literally she was going to put a restraining order onto the number synchronicities and the energy synchronicities. And I did learn quite a bit when I was experiencing that myself. And it was usually because I was getting ready to second guess, my download. So it would be like, you might see something to do with love hearts, or it could be the numbers repeating. It's the same one. It could be a person's name and it's just up in your face, or a song that maybe you shared with them, and it drives you crazy. And the reason it comes to you, even if you were thinking it, even if you know it, is because you were second guessing it. You were in that doubt, but you had a slight amount of attachment. So sometimes they're coming in not just because of that one circumstance, and that can be, i.e., a twin flame path. It could be something to do with you. So don't outrule. When we see a sign or a synchronicity, pay attention to your thoughts that you were having at the time, because that also can be quite a separate signature to just the traditional meaning of what it was, okay? So a lot of times we do really outrule those things, but universe is saying that you are ignoring. Okay, yes, lots of doubts this weekend. Yes, so it's saying just because, look, I used to say to myself, and Giggle knows this about me, when I was having doubts or I was feeling down, it was because what I was seeing in the 3D, and what I have noticed, especially with psychic readings, is the energy comes through and it is so. And then we're like, well, where is it? And it's like, have you ever noticed when you truly feel at peace with something and you're like, I don't know when, I just know it's going to be. It just comes so much quicker. It happens so much quicker. So I remember seeing back to anything I've ever wanted, when I've had absolute no doubt and detachment, it's happened so much faster. But when I've had attachment, or I've been in doubt, like, how is that even humanly possible? It's asking you to forget about the tunnel vision, because you're having tunnel vision. You are feeling and you are being that old vibration of who you used to be. Like, in order for that to happen, I'll give you an example. It could be that the person maybe needs to divorce, but that's out of your hands. So again, our ego gets involved and we go back into the tunnel vision of trying to find a left or a right to get us from A to B. Just one example. Whereas when we detach and we say, give it to Gaia usually can create open roads for us for that event to happen so much quicker. So it's asking you to acknowledge the signs and synchronicities and say, thank you. Thank you for that. It's a confirmation. I admit I was in my doubt. rejection is the universe's protection. So what happens is it brings it to you cleaner, nicer, prettier, in its fashion. So try to not get angry at universe when it's delaying something, because what it's saying is move into your belief, move into detachment of worthiness and going, I'm worth this. Why would this not come right for me? And if it's not, well, because I'm on my pedestal and, not being egotistical, but I know my worth. It means that unless that matches my worth, it's not going to be in resonance with me. Does that make sense? It is saying that you were like snapping yourself out of it and you were saying, okay, maybe I'm tired. Maybe I'm run down. Maybe I need to get into my R&R and not worry so much. You might have been busy with the clutter. It's asking you to recoup. So that can be a bath, a shower, reading a book, getting into Zen space, listening to meditation to quieten the mind, because your aura at the moment feels like it's been invaded by too much energy. But that can be people around you. Does that make sense? They're affecting your energy, creating some distance so that you can get into that mindset and you can clear your aura. Okay. Because everything else around you, especially with the spiritual connection, is on point, but other people's energies can be at the moment impacting you. That's what I'm seeing from the cards. It's asking you to simplify your life. All right. And anything you're wanting, just give it to universe. Say to universe, okay, this is the problem, the conundrum I can physically see from a humanistic point of view. But this is the goal I want, and just give the goal and leave the rest. Good. It's saying, look, in the next, get your rest where you can. Moving into these eclipses, there can be some upheaval. Moon energies also are going to, make us really go into the wounds. So if there has been anxiety, concern, or doubt, that is relating to the astrology. So just be in awareness of it. Great time to clear your homes. Great time for a bit of a detox, especially with Mercury direct and the pending moon on the 29th in Aries. It's about, getting grounded, following our bliss and passion, but getting grounded, especially over this weekend, so that we can go through this next chapter. Nice to hear your voice, Yildiz. It's not been around for a while. How you doing, Ben? Okay, who do we have next? KM. Yeah, keep doing your Zen. We can't be perfect all the time, but you could just have too much energy that explains that from you, doll. The other situation is resolving itself, and it feels very calm. It feels very close. I'll say that. KM, how you doing, sweet? Let's see what's coming through for you. Ooh, okay. Complications. Well, Ben's been busy anyway. He's been on another channel. Feel free to tell us here, Ben. I still haven't. I came through and I looked at it, but I haven't had 5. I would say since May, we have had so much upheavals in our lives collectively. I don't even recognize my life from that point. Like everything is different. It's just ridiculous. Whatever you channel. Okay, what I'm seeing is there is a conundrum you're having here. The first thing that came out the gate was soulmate. Hearing channeled energy. Much love, doll. Okay, you have the first thing that you have, and you're like, Yildiz, did you have to? Oh, look, it's the card. Okay, so the first card we got is soulmate. And you're like, for blah sakes, I'm speaking in code here. It's funny because I'm seeing the swirl around it, and it almost looks like the infinity symbol. There's so many emotions with this situation. You know, we can have a purely platonic love connection with a person that maybe we shared. And look, Venus retrograde for all of us can bring about, you know, and I've said this over the last few years. When a person breaks up, you know, we do put a lot of pressure on the twin flame path, for instance. But the key to it is when we can see spiritually how long it took us to heal, it doesn't mean that person's going to do that, but it does mean we're going to have more empathy with that situation. So, you know, if we've been in a very toxic relationship, for instance, and you've separated from that situation and you're going through this healing, it doesn't happen right away. And we all think it does. It's like, well, I lodged the paperwork, for instance, or the divorce come through. Now, there's various levels of healing. It's like an onion. Chiron in Aries is retrograde. The 29th, we do have the moon in Aries, which is going to amplify these wounds collectively. What we do have at the minute is a circumstance where you are healing an element of that old connection. Okay? Don't look at life as regret. What I can say is what we have here on our platter that has been given to us each time is a resume of a story we are going through, and there's good and there's bad, but it's where you are. So although we can look back in life and say, I wish I'd done X, Y, and Z, you wouldn't be the person you are today. Right? So there is a reason why this has come back up here and now, so that you can heal this situation. As much as we can, and I'll speak in code because, you know, you've shared things that are quite privy in there. I won't share them here, but I'll speak in code. When there is children involved, for instance, your inner child also is involved. It happened to you. It's occurring to you. It was an old contract with you. So yes, it is to do with, say, when we go through separations, we're being civil, we're keeping in mind that the child was connected, but you also have a story with this as well. So you are healing that as well. It is a friendship, right? It is a friendship. It's asking you to sit with this, because at the moment you could have some confusion. You could have judgment and all the rest of it going on. If you pull back and you actually say to yourself, how do I sit with this, regardless of what anyone else's opinion is, because this is my story, this is my life, and how can I look at this situation for me? Because when we're looking after other people, the thing you're going to need to do is to look after yourself. And that can be by being honest with yourself, by being gentle with yourself, and by listening and acknowledging the feelings that you do have coming up, okay? You're feeling like this onion peel is just the beginning, okay? This onion peel it's almost like an ending is coming in your mind, in your heart chakra, but this is helping give you so much closure. Does that make sense? You have a new dawn, okay? And it's in the heart of the situation. I'll read it, and this can be your opinion of the situation. It doesn't mean it's a given of what it is. The worst is behind you, and positive new experiences are on the horizon. When we're going through crap, okay, we don't believe that tomorrow is going to be a better day, and we know damn straight it is. It's going to be so much different to the vibration we embody when we're having a crappy day. And some of these situations we all collectively go through, they can be that horrendous where like nobody can understand, unless somebody's walking in your shoes or had your life experiences. They're never going to understand them. So for you at this point, it's a heavy heart. Does that make sense? It's very heavy. But I'm here to tell you, your mindset to do with your heart chakra at the moment isn't seeing clear. That's why I said sometimes by stepping back from everyone, from everything, and calming and resting, you're going to hear it more correctly. At the moment, you're not hearing it correctly. You are getting signs and synchronicities. You could be clashing with that in confusing ways. Like I said, clarity. Yeah, they're saying, look, this is a portal. This is not the end of your life and your chapter and the things that you're meant to do. But also don't box yourself in too much. Does that make sense? They're wanting you to do an aura upgrade because, again, you can get run down. They want you to do an aura upgrade. Yeah, you're getting yourself run down, doll. They're also making reference to eating. Have you gone off your food? This has made you change your mind about a lot of things. Yeah, they're saying you're naughty. They're saying you need to eat. You need to eat. We can't care for others if we can't care for ourselves. So every day what I want you to do is when you wake up, say, what have I done for myself? Have I brushed my teeth? Have I had a cuppa? Have I sat in Zen for 5? Have I just listened to my own thoughts prior to dealing with everybody else's BS? First and foremost is you. Then, always look at your hands, doll. Always look at your hands and go, do you know what? If I'm not good, no one else is going to be good. If I can't do something today, if I'm tired, I'm going to recover. I'll deal with that tomorrow. If the universe has other ideas about that, that's out of my hands. But first and foremost, selfhood, okay? Because a couple of cards, they're saying where you're going. If you don't start looking after yourself, you're going to get run down. You're not going to be able to be there for anyone. So they're actually warning you. They're disciplining you. And they're saying, it's time to pause before reacting. It's time to pause before taking on too much. You are going to have help, but you need to be open to the help coming. All of them are saying rest. Rest. Ready, set, go is in reverse. Stop. Asking you to simplify your life. And you're like, how? Ask universe to help you. Ask universe to help you. Where's the other one? Father healing. Sometimes when we have a circumstance with an ex, it can be also when we have children. It can be to do with our relationship with our father. Okay, so look at that as well. You do have TF energy here, but at the moment, your spiritual energy is about you. It's not about anyone else. It's about you. The worst case scenario always keeps round. I must on ascension. Protein shakes. Yeah, 100%. Giggle and I have, over the years, good grief, when we have had really bad ascension, it's got down to, God, this hair's really irritating me today. It's been anywhere down to protein shakes, or it's been maybe yogurt or fruit, a sweet cup of tea. What else? But something, vegan. I went vegan purely out of the fact that my body was rejecting all meat during my ascension. Okay? But they're wanting you to not avoid your feelings. But also not to misinterpret it for something it's not. Okay? Decipher the heart. You need to step back to decipher the heart. If you can take the emotion out of it, which is going to be bloody hard, then you can see clearly. But they're asking you to really care for yourself. Toast. Yeah. If we weren't toast. Toast. Okay, who do we have next? Cosmic Journey. Better shuffle along. We do have lots of people in the house today. But yeah, rest, meditation, yeah, and just know that, you know, if that person is deciding to do such, their soul has a story, so just trust it. Lemongrass, yeah. It depends on how pukey you are, Ben, you know. That could be a bit tart for us, you know. Lemon tarts, of course, damn straight, but that's when we're feeling better. I've really gone off my food. Like, you know, it's like, so I think it's because of where Mercury was, because that can be our eating. It would like, oh yeah, I'll have this, and then it would be like a few bites, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't like that. And it's lighter food, sweet or lighter. And look, Jupiter being retrograde, we're just not going to have energy. Cosmic journey, let's look at your energy, my love. Good grief. You've always had, yeah. My base chakra is really messed up today. I feel pretty good. I'm going through detox. Okay, now, cosmic journey. Whenever I tune into your energy, I think you underestimate yourself because you have this very strong aura, right? You're determined. Most welcome, sweet. I hope it helps. You're determined in a sense that, oh God, how would I explain it? When you put your mind to something, you're going to make that shit happen. You don't know how. I think you have had this revelation that you're more patient than you think. There's a time and there's a place, obviously, to be patient, but in the notion that they're showing me at this point in time, it does feel as though you're aware of what you shouldn't be patient with, but you're also aware of what you should be patient with. You have a very old soul. You have a very strong energy. I do feel at times you underestimate yourself, right? There is something that you do want to change, and it is within your power, okay? But you're looking at it that it's out of your control. It's not actually. For every action, there is a reaction. For every non-choice, that it is a choice. Do you know what I mean? I used to feel exactly the same through my awakening. It was like, oh, this circumstance is out of my hands. I have no control. No, but how I show up, I do have control over. So do I want to say something? Do I want to react to it? Do I want to ignore it? Do I want to make a statement piece? It's like tennis, right? So you feel like something's out of your control. Now, this has been coming up a lot, and I do feel this is for the collective. I feel it's collective energy, and it's about simplifying our lives. You feel this is messy. You feel this is like, how is this going to get better? This is messy. How do we address this? How is this going to get tidied up? How is this circumstance? You know, and the first thing I heard when I walked into this office, and I said it last week, was organized chaos. I think we're having a revelation. I do believe it was about 3-4 days ago. We might have all gone into this vibe of let's tidy shop. And it was motivational. It was because we had the moon transit through Sag, right? And so Giggle and I were discussing this. It was a random conversation I had, and she was like, oh my God, I've done some cleaning. And I said, yeah, me too, jumped in it. And there was some paperwork that I needed to address, which had been there for a while. And this was back to 2020, and I hadn't even downloaded it. And it wasn't an essential, but it was something that I was meaning to do that I hadn't done since 2020. So simplifying our lives. Sometimes we end up jumping in the deep end and doing a lot of things that keeps us really busy when we are in avoidance of certain circumstances. And I am an absolute culprit of that. I do that quite a bit. And it's like, no, you've got to pay the ferryman, you've got to deal with this circumstance. So you could be actually cleaning a shop. You could be thinking that you are wanting a more simpler situation, But you also have mind mastery, which I'm really impressed by. You're like, it's not exactly the way I want it to be, but I have mind mastery here. I need to, do I stay? Do I go? What do I eliminate? You're being careful. Okay. It's important to only think about what you desire, not what you fear. I agree, but I disagree. This is at the heart of the matter. If what we fear is already occurring, it has nothing to do with our thoughts. Does that make sense? So it's like, no, I'm going to think. My sister used to come up and she, if she saw anyone fighting, she had this little song and it was bunnies and dolphins and starfish. And it was everyone, let's be happy. And it's like, look, shit does happen. Okay. And sometimes if it's happening over and over and over again, whatever that thing be, you can have all the positive thoughts you want to have, but it doesn't mean something bad isn't happening. Does that make sense? So we can't make unpretty pretty. But does it mean we're a victim? No. It means at that point in time, we're seeing something, dealing with a circumstance that is maybe toxic, irritational, frustrating, not how we thought we would want it to be. And so in addressing it means, okay, I'm going to be mature. I'm going to be adult about this, because you definitely have that maturity there that you can do that. And breaking free can be spiritually being able to speak your truth. Spiritually being able to find the adult words, to have a conversation about the elephant in the room and saying, look, I do have power in this circumstance. It might be something that's happening on another person's side of the fence, or it might be something I believed I didn't have, but I actually do have power here. So again, watching your thoughts and understanding, it's not about thinking positive about everything. We do have to be positive, but we also do need to be realistic about, if we are saying something, we also live in the 3D. I remember, I'd hear the spiritualists all the time, and, believe me, my awakening was a jerk. I've heard people have worse. I'm not a victim. It happened. But I can say the one revelation I came to was, there is the 5D, there is the 4D, there is the 3D. We can flick it very quickly, but we also do need to be in the 3D as well. We've got both, right? We're living in the 3D. Even though we've got the 5D. So there's something major that you're wanting to address, but you don't want to rock the boat. There could be a getaway you're having. There could be something that's happening that is going to make you optimistic. This could be a holiday. You got a helpful person, having faith, playtime, and staying optimistic. But you're looking at your goal. It's okay to speak about your goal. Okay? Because they've got some sense of thing here that you're not wanting to say something. But it's take your power back. You can say things. And whoever's loving you, or whatever your truth is, it's your truth. It's worthy. Your truth is worthy. Let's pull one card for you from this romance deck. And we'll move on to Tracy. So did we get everyone? Oh. I love it when they speak whatever I've said. Okay. We will pick up these cards and I'll read it to you, and we'll move on to the next. Oh, goodness, I'm making a mess here. I thought we'd shake it up with the cards, use a different deck, recharge the other ones a bit. Okay. Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do. See, the empowerment was in reverse. So you feel you can't do anything. You can. For it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. And if you don't believe me, you can read it here. Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do. For it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. So, what would being true to you be? Throat chakra, Mercury. Okay, let's get into Tracy. Hi, Trace. How you doing, doll? If you're in the house, welcome. Otherwise, I'm getting the cards ready. Fingers in the air. You're a dag, Ben. So, how's your new venture going, Ben? Are you enjoying it? Are you ready for the Aries moon? Ooh. I think it's a critical degree as well. I'll have to go back and check. Oh. Hi. What do we have for you? Do you have a question, or do you want me to see what's coming through? Whoa, they're already coming out. I'm glad, Ben. Good to hear. Okay, you could have a break coming up, Tracy. You tell me. Okay. You have a very strong aura. Your aura, or wait, how do I put it? You have a huge self-awareness of yours. I know. I remember things, Ben. Okay, so you, Tracy, you got helpful person in reverse. You have such a strong aura. If you need to get something done, if you need to hold your cool, you're able to do all of those things. You're really good at it. It's your gift, you know? It's your magic. I do see that potentially you have had quite a busy time. You have been mulling over circumstances. You've been trying to decipher which direction is going to be correct for you. You also, could you have a temper? You could, but not in the way a traditional person would, if that makes sense. I feel you're very adult with your frustrations, even if you could whoop some ass. But you are very adult. You're classy. Do you get what I'm saying? You're very intuitive, but look, I feel this busyness, this conundrum that you have been dealing with. It does feel you're retreating. Now, this retreat could be with a person. This retreat could be on your own. It could be, again, I just keep saying the bath, but I think it's more an image of R&R, if that makes sense. I think you're classy. Your eyes will tell the truth, though, you know. So could you will pass? Yeah, but the eyes say a lot. So, you know, my sister and my daughter, their whole face tells the whole story. Mine is probably my eyes. I have great poker face, man. I have good poker face. But that's the Libra Scorpio energy. Is like, look, we're just going to show some decorum here. What I'm sensing is, yeah, you speak through your eyes, and that's what I'm seeing through here. There has been a couple of energies that have been irritating you. They have been getting on your goat. A circumstance also, you're very patient and understanding. You're up in your head about a circumstance at the moment. So this tranquility, look at the way the person's sitting in the bath, but it's almost like they're thinking. All right, they're pondering a situation. That's not really getting it very. They're pondering a situation. You have such a controlled energy with it. You'd have to look at your moon. Where's your moon? Moon will be demeanor. So again, with a left or right, you are coming to a crossroads. You are coming to a crossroads, okay? You're unsure. You're sure of what you want, but you're coming to a crossroads. Yeah, so Jupiter's in Taurus at the moment. So theoretically, you could be going into your lessons, your spirituality, your direction. It's retrograde. So it's you could even be reflecting upon people of the past, directions of the past, value systems, marriage. And you're like, nah. Because it's 9th house. Travel. Could you be visiting somewhere you haven't been in a long time? That's the 5th mermaid. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of mermaids too. It's Neptune coming. It's coming to get us. So you're reflecting about your future, but this is going to be a big choice. I think what you're concerned about is maybe if you need to talk to somebody, address something, or if you kind of have this feeling something's not going to go in your favor, but it actually is. It also could be you saying no to a circumstance, but I do think you're going to have some opportunities, and I think these are going to be very positive. Ask and you shall receive, they're saying. But you could be thinking this isn't going to go how I want it to. Yours is a similar energy to the previous read. Your energy is quite strong. Well, Pisces energy, isn't it, Giggle? It's the Neptunian, it's the water, it's the intellect, emotion. You got alchemy here. You're going to manifest something. But even this, how do I explain it? Even the choice that you are about to make, you're not telling anyone. You're very, very private. You're more Scorpio than anything. You keep your cards close to your chest. You have that intelligence of being cautious. Yeah. You're thinking before you're speaking. You're not sharing that. You're going to weigh those scales. Could be Libra energy. You're going to weigh those scales before you make a decision. But there is a decision here. I do think it's going in your favor. And I do think you could be starting a brand new chapter very soon. But there's some apprehension. I do feel apprehension, but I feel it's going to be positive. Are you stepping back and having a bit of a break? It's coming. You know? Giggle. Behave yourself. Aries are lovely. So is your twin. That's because you don't want... Don't second guess yourself, sweet. In your heart, like I said previously, if you keep coming back to the same outcome, you have your answer. Does that make sense? Or if you have dealt with this wound before, if it's a wound, do something different. Make a different cake and you'll get a different outcome. But this is going to go in your favor. You're probably not thinking it is. Okay, we have Leo next. One question or the cards will speak. Oh, God. Leo next. Really? Gotta love Cancers. I'm Cancer Moon Rising. Yep. Cancers and Capricorns are just bloody over this Pluto transit, honest. We're like done-diddy-done. We're going to wait till 2025 before we done-diddy-done. Hi, Yildiz. I thought I was getting movement with masculine. Then he went cold again after back and forth communication. I'm tired of the false starts. I don't know what to think anymore. Okay. Number one is don't think of a soulmate. Deal with one problem at a time. You know, twin sisters to me now. I don't, why would I want anyone else? So one woman's enough. And that's because when we invest in something, see it through to the end. Also, what you do need to do when you're restarting with a person, you need to take it from today, not from I've known this person for 20 years. Cut some slack off the circumstance. Each day you are communicating with them, you are to do it differently. You are to take it as a first date, for instance, and you can Also, look at the trigger. Why is the trigger coming up if maybe you have got communication? I'll give you an example. Sometimes we say to ourselves, I want communication and intellectual connection, but I don't want the intimacy. I want to establish that first, and then we can go there because that makes me feel used. And that's just one example. Doesn't mean it's so. So when you have put that out to universe and you receive it, be grateful for it when it comes. There is a potential here that you may have had movement with TF, but also had communication with another person. Has the communication come up with the soulmate energy? Look at the soulmate energy here. What's going on? You're not ruined. You're sold. Have you thought about moving forward with the soulmate? Because it is a new chapter. They're saying it is a new chapter. So there is a new chapter here. You are doing some healing. No communication with the soulmate. I have thought maybe someone else will come. Okay, because look, a lot of times when we are not getting the desired effect we are wanting, there are times when one can think, well, maybe I should move forward. Again, we all do have power, right? So watching our mindset is more to do with being aware of who we are on that day. So what are our thoughts and our feelings when we receive rejection? And not necessarily, is it rejection if it went quiet? It can be that the communication is flowing, live with it, step back, mirror that person's energy. Best advice I can give anyone who's trying to reconcile is mirror that person. Keep it upbeat, right? Communicate in the fashion they communicate, mirror it. It gets the person comfortable. You also, if they are communicating via text, you do need to establish techniques to get it off text. And I've always said, you can call, I don't bite. And then do not respond. Or close the conversation down and say, nice chat, look after yourself. Talk soon. Got to go. Okay? There is spiritual healing. You also are healing the father energy. This could be the energy you have with this person. It also can be with your father. They're asking you to not overthink the circumstance. Was it a mother or a father energy that twin had passed? Look, simply speaking, when we do get frustrated with the path, at times we do think about moving forward. It's saying make up your mind, because what we think is what gets manifested. It's okay to acknowledge and say to yourself, look, right now I'm feeling very frustrated. Right now, I can't believe this keeps coming up. Why does this keep coming up? Yes, it's been through text these past times. Both parents passed. Yes. Okay, so you could be thinking that is still maybe a situation. It might have come up in the conversation. So you could be very patient with it, but at the same time, you're aware of it. If you're wanting them to pursue you, I would lean into it with the conversation. It depends on what the conversation's about, they're saying. Yeah. They're saying, don't look negatively at this. It's still a positive. Every inch of communication has to come from somewhere. So in the initial stages, if it's coming through again and the person's initiating or whoever's initiating, it doesn't matter if it's reciprocal and it's continuing. The benefit is it's still communication, right? So it's not going backwards. It's still communication. Then decipher what was said and how it was. Self-esteem is coming up, right? Asking you to dream big, but not to get into your head. This is a new beginning. If you are second guessing yourself and you are thinking, did I miss some doors? What will I do? What do I even manifest? Because there is a situation here to do with soulmate. Now, this also can be you feeling the person is with another person. You can ask. You can ask. This could be concerns. So, could it be a wound that you are feeling that, hey, I've had communication. It was good. It was going well. Why has this happened? Do you get what I'm saying? So again, manage your thoughts. This could be triggers. I do feel, again, more communication is coming in. But honestly, if you can give it 3 days where you just tune into your energy in your location, you'll actually find you'll get communication again. Then just ask. Are you seeing somebody? Be upright. Why? Is because if that person then was to say yes, you then can say, okay, I'm moving forward. Thank you for my closure. And if they're not happy with it, they better wake the hell up because you're about to move forward. But at least you have asked and you haven't run from your fears, but they're still communicating with you. So it can't be too perfect if they're still communicating with you. Was it loved up and romantic? Or is it just something you're thinking is happening because of previous experiences? Is it a wound or is it a reality? That's what you need to establish. Okay? Trust me, many men do prefer to be single. Why? It's because if they've had a lot of karmics, ain't no one going to want to go back into a karmic relationship. So, is it a wound or is it real? Walk into it and address it. Next, we have Marie. Ask. It's still going to bug you. Straight out the gate. Are you seeing someone? Hey, Marie. Cool. Let's see what's coming up for you. Now, make sure when you're doing that 3D stuff, getting down to the 3D, anytime it comes in, what you do is say, you can call me. You can call me. That's, anxiousness comes in, breathe out. No, you can contact me. The other thing I can say is if triggers are coming up in other areas of your life, that also will need to be addressed. Okay? Yeah, you're ready. You're ready for the dream. You're setting your stakes higher. You're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Cool. Okay, this person is still testing you, Marie. So could they be trying to come through? Has it made the situation more intense? I'd say maybe closer to the 29th it will be. Yeah, it could be a little bit, testing for you. Also, there's opportunities when you are getting ready to block that situation out from the 5D, is that other energies do come towards you to test. And it doesn't have to be a test. It's a choice, really, isn't it? It's like, okay, if I'm fully healed, Or you could completely be, look, they could send Omar Sharif. They could send Brad Pitt. Even Brad Pitt, as he's getting older, is still pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I would still love my twin flame. Okay? If that's what you can say, universe will send you tests, but you just come to the same result. You're like, that was really sweet. That was really nice. Not really my cup of tea. But again, that's your inner core. That's your work. Only you can answer that. We do have the soulmate energy here from the past. So you might have been healing over an ex situation. Even being angry means we're still healing. Even loathing a person means we're still healing. Okay? It is resolving itself. It is moving to the past. Try to have faith in your future moving forward. Also, there can be some psychic attack energy coming in, because the more you block that person in the 5D, it means that you're not, there's a lot of comfort that comes with connecting to each other, to any spiritual connection in the 5D. That's psychically, intuitively. It can be through our dream states. When they're entering your dream states, they're like, where the hell are you been? Once that gets cut off, you will physically see movement, because the person will need to be there physically in front of you and that even means controlling your thoughts during the day. You know, disciplining yourself and going, no, I'm working on mind mastery. I'm going to be present here in the moment. I'm going to be focusing on the things that I need to address, and I'll move forward from there. You do have a positive outcome with this, but it is making you actually stronger. Okay, it is making you stronger in your energy. There just could be some temperamentalness with it moving forward. Is that person picking up on it? Yes, I would say, especially moving over the next 3 weeks. I'm seeing they're going to really find it, because I almost feel like there's panic attack coming through, that it is causing this person. And I'm seeing Facebook for some reason. So if you are on Facebook, it could be that they're moving to anxiousness to research where you are. Yeah. Okay, not a bad thing. But you've just made a decision. You're like, right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give this a shot. It feels high grade. What do I mean by that? Just that you're willing to do it. It's like, no, I'm gonna give this a shot. You're ready to do it. The panic attack, yeah. So the panic attack energy, they've shown me 3 cards. I think it's over the next 3 weeks, or in 3 weeks' time, it's going to spike. Could that be now the eclipse, a possibility? But I feel it's 3 weeks worth. It takes a bit to mind master it. Breathe in, breathe out. Go do something else. I mean, at one stage, it was so bad, I literally had to focus on a pen and be there for 20 seconds. Then it went to 20 minutes. It went to 1 hour at one stage, because it was coming through really heavy, and I had absolute no attachment, but it's mastering it. Okay, so just be prepared for that. The reason it's happening is because you are almost pulling the curtain. So if the person wants to see you, they need to see you in human form. Okay? Keep busy. Do things. TF. Twin Flame LP. Did we do that when I sent you Giggle, or did they have a code name? The one that it was... That's okay. I hope it helps. Good luck. You can use... I would highly advise, if you have not mastered that energy and you are experiencing attacks, it can be for a while. You may need to use Tumblr every single day, but later those things will stop. Hi, Dale. So initially your crystals, your smudging will work, and then it won't. Why? Because you've gone to that next level. So those things won't work. You need to become the crystal to be very... Oh, I did do it, did I? When did that come up? Lord... See, when you're channeling and you're bouncing. I just can't believe how many we got today. Are you washing your hair yet, Giggle? She's waiting for her, so I've still got to do the twin flame joint connection, yeah? And I have my nephew's birthday. Oh, wow. Okay. Twin flame love potion. Did you have a particular question? Because the response is yes. Yes. Yes to what? Say yes to the dress? Say yes to a person? So is that a no, not yet to washing your hair? I'm doing that tomorrow. You can come join me. Oh, God, stay optimistic. DM energy, please, or whatever comes in. Look, it feels weird. It feels as though... What am I getting here? Your energy is tempting them. Okay, what I'm getting is, I saw 3 energies. Those 3 energies could be old situations, but the first download I got was you are different. And this person knows you're different. How do I explain it? You're saying yes to the connection. You may have also said just a little bit of communication, just a little bit of movement. I'll take anything. Raise your vibration higher because you don't want a complicated situation. You want it in a clean form. You want it where the person is choosing to move towards you. They're present. They're not second guessing themselves. They know who they are. They're an emperor energy. Whereas if you have got to that stage, it's like, you know what, even if we could just be friends, I'd be happy. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because it's a lie. It's just something. It's like those moments when we're negotiating with Gaia. I'll do anything. No, you can't do anything. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes the benchmark does need to be just where your benchmark is. But when we do get to that longing energy, you're praying to Gaia, it's no, be realistic. You can go, okay, today I'm having a shitty day, but on the overall standpoint, I need a connection where a person is present, they're not entertaining another individual, because they know that's true about you. They know you're not playing around no more. But there's a slight inkling of that sitting there, and that can cause problems. Does that make sense? I wouldn't. Union is an interesting one. Union is a process. I would say don't require it unless the person's showing up in a healthy way. Okay. What I can see is they're deciding. They're at a deciding point. Okay. I wouldn't say completely ready. I would say a deciding point with this person from the cards. But also, what's the rush? Does that make sense? If this is something that you've always wanted and it is, live your best life. When it's ripe, you're going to get it in its full form. Don't take it less than that. Does that make sense? Because part of your energy is almost saying, hey, let's just communication would be great. Movement would be great. But it's like the desire and the passion for you is there. But if they want the cake, they need to buy the cake shop. Does that make sense? So think big. Okay? Don't negotiate with the devil card. You know, it's great, but it's like when the clock strikes 12, you're back with a pumpkin. You know, when the person's ready, they're going to be smack bang in front of you. And you're not going back into union. You'll get union with you. And the great thing about union with you first is you will still be able to love people, You may not agree with their choices. And if you have to remove yourself, even if you love friends, love parents, love siblings, you will move back. So that's union with self. Once you've established that, it will come in because it's prepared you then so that when that person comes towards you, even if you, because unconditional love doesn't mean you're a doormat. It means you have your yeses and your no's. And even I to this day have my yes and my no's because I reach union with self. I still work on union with self every day. But union with self is where you can, be faced with a conundrum and then get to a point you can say, well, that may not be negotiable for me, regardless of the love. You know what I mean? So you are in the negotiation stage with that on the 5D. There is anxiousness. I would use some citrine to aid you with this transition, and you can actually manifest it quicker. Okay? It's not going to... Also, don't get scared of a karmic situation. It's all in the mind. Okay? Mind mastery. Nobody can take from you what's truly yours. Who do we have? We have Dawn. Shazza, are you in the house, girl? How'd you go? You strong, independent lady? Okay, Dawn. You're moving into receivership mode. Let people do nice things for you, Dawn. Heck. Okay, because it feels as though you could be really surprised about people. Oh, God, yeah, you're surprised. Like, people are wanting to do nice things for you, and you're like, what's the catch? If you're getting run down or you're stuck and there's a circumstance playing out, Dawn, there is a frequency where this person is going to offer help. Cool. I would say go with the flow. But also, don't be a doormat. Dawn, okay, so you've got let yourself receive. Let's get into this. Let yourself receive. If you have been a bit run down, doll, you've changed your thought patterns. That's gone to the past. You're quietly in reflection. You're like, do I need a reading? Don't I need an evening? Do I? Don't I? Universe is aiding you with this situation. You've gone very quiet on it. Very quiet on it. Why have I got turning the radio off? Crickets over there. The sound of silence. Let me get a clarifier on that. Part of you is like, do I move on? But there's a change here. There's a solid change. You're seeing a change in the attitude. You're feeling a change in the heart chakra. This can be a coming event that's occurring. It probably will be at the minute. Let me look at the transits. Where we had Mars wasn't a real good one for the masculines, really. I think it's moved over to Libra now. That does kind of make things hard. It's like, how am I good to everyone? The moon, however, will be the catalyst to this changing. So I would say you'll find some changes happening with the dynamic of individuals near the Aries moon, okay? Mercury until October, look, it's shadow direct. It was shadow direct from the 15th. In Virgo. Mars also, it's in Libra at the moment. 24th is a hard day, which is today. It's making an opposition to our wounds. Okay, so I should have just looked at the astrology and I would have seen I would have got a lot of, bookings today. So this can be, it's almost like, okay, are we going to move beyond the wound? How do we give justice? Do we jump in? Do we not? Because that opposition, most changes come from squares and oppositions and conjunctions. Most change. If it's fluid and it's a trine or it's a sextile, it's just easy, But there is a difficulty here that you're moving through. And that's why for the minute, it's like we're meditating, but we're dancing with our wound today. Okay. So we're dancing with it. Do I feel this person having feelings for you? I do. Do I feel that they have changed their attitude? I do. You do feel lonely. I can't say you feel lonely. You're really quite content with your life. You are really quite content with your life. There could be a change also around your work at the minute, but this person is really enjoying your company, Dawn. Okay? They do need to give breaks in between. That's because mummy might get angry, even though it is purely platonic, even though you are having a feeling, he is having a feeling, that it's keeping it like above board. But I do feel that they are having a lot of issues at home at this point in time. So their ticket to get out of school happens in intervals, but when they're having it, they're really enjoying it. So when they do have that exit stage, make it pleasant. Then when they go back to Hades, they're seeing the difference. I've always said that's been the key. Does. But what they're needing, you think about it this way. If you had makeups and breakups, and every divorce really in life is very costly. Watched a beautiful movie, and it was to do with the fact that this female was meeting this man on a airplane. I've forgotten the name of it, and it was so unique because one was all for the stats and was like 50% of relationships end in divorces, and it's like, yeah, well, that's really optimistic. But when you get to know who you are, you're better at relationships, because hurt people. So what I do see is be the difference. If you had to live in hell for a while and live in heaven, which one would you choose? Would it make it easier to leave hell and say, that's not what I deserve? I've outgrown that. You need to be that light. If you can be that light and be positive, yes, of course, if the person's being abusive, deflecting it back and saying, I'm really sorry you're going through that right now. Did you want to talk about it? You're still being the light, but you're not personalizing it so you can navigate that situation better. You're ready for a relationship. The relationship will come to you. If you're ready for a relationship, it will naturally come to you. It's about being open. It's about being present, and universe brings it to you. I remember saying that to myself, I'm ready for a relationship. But that person, in order to be in a relationship with you, will need to leave their circumstance. So if it means right now you feel you're wasting your life and you're open to another connection, the connection A still has to turn up, doesn't it? So you're still going to be waiting till you can meet someone who's going to match you. Does that make sense? And be careful writing for a relationship, because knowing your luck, you'll get a cat. Universe has a messed up bloody sense of humor, Dawn. And then they're like, oh, you're ready for a relationship. Oh, we'll send you a furry friend. I'm like, yeah, no, that wasn't exact. Giggle knows this. Our manifestation be messed up. That's why I don't manifest these days. Making an opposition. Are you going to mention it on your podcast? It's making an opposition to Mars and Libra. Mars and Libra is making an opposition to Chiron and Aries. Mars and Libra. Yeah. So healing also can take a little bit longer. So the thing is, you've got two already. Well, usually before union comes, you do actually have people turn up. Would any of them make the cut? you know? So there is a feeling that you're wanting to move forward. It's there. Who do we have next? Cats or people? Yeah, but cats live for bloody years, man. I love my cat. I do. I'm a commitment phobe now. Honestly, I don't know how I ended up with chickens, dogs, and cats, and a partridge and a pear tree. When Satan goes direct, if I get another pet, you need to come over here and you need to discipline me. Okay, I have enough shit on my plate. I don't need no more pets. Pet electric dog. That's what I'll get. Pet. Anything else needs to be electric. I can plug it and I can charge it and I can shush it up. Shh. Shh. You know, because now to go on a holiday, to have a party, I've got poo waiting for me. Loyal friends, you need to be loyal to them. Like, you know, if that's, we have to do that for animals. We shouldn't have to do that with people. So just keep being that. You know? Shazza, are you there? Hello? Okay. Oh, God, you too. What about me? Look, girl, I don't know what went down, but you're just like, you are offended. You are insulted. You are fed up. You're looking good. Like, you're looking good. You're looking really good. Really good, good. But you're like, look, you don't even know if you want a relationship. You know? You're like, I don't even know if I want a relationship. I, Sonny, need any more kitties. I'll be like, cat lady. Yeah, my girlfriend's called Cat Lady. She's got cats, dogs. She likes chickens. She's scared of horses. And she's moving to a farm. Help me, Rhonda. I don't understand. Yeah. Interesting times, Ben. Interesting times. Okay, so Shasta, you have moving on, right? But you also do have, you've got these feelings where spiritually speaking, you know, you're getting to a place where you're like, I'm fed up. But I mean, look at this woman. She looks hot. She's like looking over, stirring up Hades, you know, attracting. It's like, you reckon you don't? Well, fine, I'm moving forward. This person does worry about the things that they say to you. It's after, it's not showing, it's hidden. But you are like, you're on a mission. You're on a funky mission. You do mess this person's mind up more than you think. You do underestimate yourself, but it's quite sassy. Are you looking at things you're like, this twin flame path sucks pus, you know? But it's like you're going, look, I just need to be present for myself right now. You're like, if this isn't fun, hurry up and make up your mind. Yeah. I always find it really unique because look, there is a stark difference between a soulmate relationship, a twin flame, and a karmic relationship. Even if we based it down to maybe some pocket energies, do we have codependency and connections? We do. Do we have a lot of people that are single on the planet, although I don't think that's going to remain. I do think it's going to change, but they're going to be healthier relationships. So there is a reason you're going through this, is to have a healthier relationship. Yes, me too. I'm offended and I said I was. Now I've got silence. I don't know if he was being sarcastic or not. What did he say? You're going to have to PM me. Yeah, well, that's how you're feeling. You're like, break free. But look, I'm so cautious about saying this. with you being authentic to you was your spiritual process, right? Then we get frustrated. When you have got to another level, sometimes we can have people talking and we can see a wound coming through in their conversation pieces, and it drives us crazy. Why? It's because you may, at a point in your ascension, want to help that person, want to get that person's shit together quicker because you can see the danger. You can see it. It's clear as day. But for the person to, you can't force learning, right? It happens naturally. And because you're viewing it through something, you know, the sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Whatever was said doesn't match the vibration of what the person has been exhibiting to you. If not, then you're allowing it to be a trigger because it triggered you. Does that make sense? So was it said to trigger you? Or, you know, because when you have that inner belief inside of you and you can see how that person actually feels regardless of the statement posts, you know when it's BS. You got to pay attention, but to different things they're saying. You're missing something. When you plant a seed, you know, this movie, it was honestly about, I've watched a few movies lately, The Art of Persuasion. The art of flirtation. You plant a seed. You know, a lot of times in the old days, it would be a woman that would maybe make a glance. They would make a glance, giving the red flag, and then the person would pursue. Right? That's what you've done. Now you don't need to restate. You've said your pace. I've said my pace. I'm looking fine. I am a free lady on the market. You snooze, you lose. Now, while they're working that on mixing and dealing with you, you can go out for a coffee. You don't have to be intimate with people. You can go out for a coffee. You are making yourself available to society. That person then, they could call you and you could go, well, yeah, but that was nice, but, you know, I'm actually out to dinner tonight. I'm going out for some drinks with friends. So you're making yourself unavailable. They have to book you in to make it available. All right. So don't underestimate yourself, because at the moment they're saying go and have some fun, do some things that are playful, making a decision. Being present in your life is the decision you should make. That's all. You know, stop getting so strict with yourself, because a lot of times when we're strict with Trina going, get your shit together, haven't you healed yet? It's actually we're doing that to ourselves. We're like, why haven't I got to this point in my life of where I need to be? But you need to pay attention. This the thing that they're honing in the most at. Your heart is healing. You're building trust. You're building confidence and being yourself, which is great. Don't second guess that. Don't second guess you being the most authentic version of yourself is not the right thing to do. It is. Telling a person you love them, it's still authentic. It's who you are. It's how you feel. It's yours. Right? But pay attention to the right things. That's what they're saying. If it has triggered you, what was it? And what can you do to untrigger it? An IV in that horse. They'll drink when they're ready. Yeah, look, when I would get the sound of silence, I would always know that my TF was peeved either with the karmic or somebody had been pressing at that person. I was like, they're pissed off. One personal to me. But whatever was said, it has peeved you. And you're like, you can kiss my honey. I love you, lady. Okay, Don Scorpio. Gosh, we've still got lots. Don Scorpio. I can't believe it's 11. My phone is sunny, laugh out loud. You're going to have to give me the dirt, girl. I need the dirt. You can PM me on Skype or the members. You just got to give me the dirt. I've got to know. Okay, what do we have for Don Scorpio? And then we have Stellar Giggle and Chart. Okay, Don Scorpio. Yeah, you've got a bit of a conundrum here too. Okay. Okay, you're feeling a little bit left out at the moment. This can be a situation where you're feeling abandoned. It can be where you're feeling that you're having to be there for everyone, but they're not being there for you. This also could be in your romantic life. You're like, if this hasn't changed, is this going to remain the same? Universe is saying you're actually blocking movement. You're blocking, they're like, your faith. How do I explain it? It's ebbs and flows, it's ups and downs. It almost feels like there's a blockage to a situation. Something's not going to work. It's not going to go in your favor. But they're actually saying what you do need to do is ask universe to give you a hand. One of your blessings is going to come quite soon, but it is requesting you to give permission to it. So if you feel there's a blockage with a situation, you need to ask universe to help you, because some problem is going to be moving. There also could be a circumstance in your life that you're needing to walk away from. I don't think this is a romantic situation. I think this is another circumstance. It could be a working related environment. It could be a project. It could be, and look, when it says ending, moving on, this could be in a way of doing something, especially when we see transits, for instance. It can talk about the fact that, where do we say it? Or better. It can talk about the fact that we're doing something differently. So we're not doing it the same way. We're doing it differently. So there's some moving on. It is time to let go of an old, worn out, so that the new can come in. So there's either, and like I said, I don't feel this is a romantic situation. I feel this is a separate subject. I feel it could be a working environment, a project. You're going to have to do something different, or you could be walking away from it. I feel for the next, I feel how you feel about your life with love, career, purpose. How you feel about it by November will be totally different. There is a change you're going through, unbeknownst to you, that how you feel about everything going on now is going to look totally different in a resume setting come November. Okay. We have Stella. Let's see what you've got, Stella. And then giggle. She's like, Yildiz, bugger off. And then I need to have lunch. 111. What is my energy motif connection? Anxious. Why are they so freaking anxious, Stella? They're anxious. What's going on? Whew. There's a whole can of worms there. They've asked me to pull an Abraham Hicks. Yeah, big decisions. I don't know, man. This person's like in some anxious energy, making a decision about the past. Yeah, it's a freaking, oh God. Yep. Okay, I see this person in the next few months. This feels like I can see from these cards, TF is looking to really heal, okay? Now, I felt this very agitated energy. It felt frustrated. I do feel the people in their life at the moment are not resonating with them. I do feel as though it's sad. I don't feel they're sad. I feel they're accepting. It's other people catching up on board of that circumstance. So they're thinking about it. They're like, I've thought about this for a long time. This is really where I stand. Who sings this? Kelly Clarkson, Since You've Been Gone. You might want to look at that song. It has some analogy to the karmic cycle, because it's sort of like, since you've been gone, you're feeling they're not thinking about you, but they're actually thinking about you. The vibration of what maybe you're psychically picking up on is to do with the karmic connection. This has for them inside of their karmic connection turned to a friendship. This no longer is a romantic connection. This feels very platonic, okay? They do want to simplify their life. They're not having fun in their current state. Music doesn't make them as happy. There's no like surprises or worthiness. Like it's flatlined. Again, the yawning. But whenever I get that, I don't feel with TF at the moment. I feel they're accepting of it, Stella. I feel that they've just come to, like, they have no hate for this person. They've had a lot of history with them. The contemplation. No, it's very different, actually. Now, the context is they have been feeling things about you. They do want to heal that. Now, they may come through friendly. They do know they're going to need a little bit of time. But I do feel there could be travel involved. You know? Yeah, 100%. Like, there's just a lot of acceptance. No anger. No anger. Just, this is where it's got to. This is a platonic relationship. It's been like this for a long time, but it's come to that acceptance stage now. Like I said, we've got various levels of healing. This person does want a bit more freedom, less nagging. Again, something to do with their shoulders coming up. This could be a birthday, it could be an anniversary, it could also be a parent moving in with that person. I also do see them going on holiday, but just them. Just them. Yeah, it's almost like they can't unsee what they've seen. They can't unsee it. My attention to unwanted can't defy the laws of attraction. It's like what first thing I heard was they can't deny what they feel. They can't deny what a circumstance is. They can't sugarcoat it. I don't know why the screen just went funky then. But hey, I look all right, pink, hey? Maybe because I've kind of sat back. It's taken on the hue. I can't unsee it. I feel like he's forgotten about me. Yeah, it came through. Contemplation time. Is this person thinking about me? Yes. Again, same principle. In order for them to be the best version of you, there's no second guessing about you and here whatsoever. There is a second guessing to do with where they currently stand in their life. You know, when we were younger, we would only look at the romantic connection. Now, when we're older, spiritually, and age is not what I'm talking about here. Mindset conditioning of growing means we do realize there's 3D situations that need addressing too. So they acknowledge a 3D situation they have to address. The feelings is very separate. The feelings for you is very separate. It's positive. The feelings for this, there's a lot of closure, which is healthy. That's good. That's a good sign, especially in the cards. There's a lot of closure. There's a desire also to be who they are as a person. That's huge awakening energy. And that's where you will get the change. I don't believe that just because there's changes in the communication, obviously, because of the circumstance. I'm not feeling that that person has forgotten you. Yeah, no? Giggle. But yeah, holiday, wanting to see you, yes. What have you forgotten, Stella? A lot of them are going to be silent at the moment. I did tell my sister I was going to be live, so I hope they haven't turned up. I said evening. This is not evening. It's your evening, maybe. It's not my evening. Okay, so let's get the cards ready for Giggle. And I had them put in the deck upside down. Bad girl. Bad puppet. Was busy unwell. Oh, I tell you, Stella, us Libras, we've been in the woodworks, man. We've been in the drag through the bush backwards. I don't think I've had a few days without being unwell. But they're the transits because Saturn and Neptune are retrograde. And that Virgo in the 12th house. This should be interesting. Do you want to tell us what's going on? Yeah, look, you know the sad thing, Stella, we've got 2 more years of this. Well, we've got another year. But it's worse than the retrogrades. And look, Venus was retrograde, which amplified it. You know, I'll be talking to the members about this. You know, we had Venus, we had Mercury. Not really, because until Neptune moves out of our health sector, it's more the changes we're making theoretically. Okay, so what do we have? Giggle. Wow, you've got some good energy coming in. Now is the perfect moment to dive in and embrace your heart's desires. So it's positive. You know? Your dreams are coming true, apparently. Now, dreams don't mean everything's perfect. You know, we're in the human world. They're saying, what's your thoughts, though? And I think that's given you the clarity that just as you think something bad's happening, you get clarity. And you're like, you know, so pausing before you are overreacting, having the reality, you know, but at the same time, you know, getting to a space where, you know what you want. Do you get what I'm saying? We have them weekly, my love. So the next one is next weekend if you want to get on that list for that one. And we do have the members as well for the super chats. Okay, so what we've got is it's almost like things are moving. Things are moving for you. It's asking you to keep positive, to watch your thoughts. But also, if you're having a crappy day, it's okay to, you know, have your own opinions about the circumstances. Don't feel you're going to be rejected because of that. It's okay for you to have a bad day and go, for goodness sakes, when's this going to get better? Like I said, we do move through within the reunion stage where you directly are, you know, cutting off situations, stopping the enabling with certain individuals, and both of you are kind of transforming through that. And you're actually watching a lot of that happen with this individual through their awakening, so that they're blooming before your eyes. And it is happening. If you look at your situation in your life with your awakening and theirs, what you're finding is they're going through it quicker. So although it might be frustrating, remember our awakening was frustrating. We're watching another person do it in such a beautiful way, because they do it a lot quicker than us. Why? Because we have a lot of feminine, and feminines do go through quite a bit. Now, there are going to be some things you're going to need to let go, right? There are going to be some changes. And it probably will be soon. What could this be? This is something at the moment. I think it's interesting that what is happening with your TF and their tribe is making you think about your situation, and you're seeing both sides of the coin. At a point, you will be moving in together. Okay? It happens naturally. It just keeps coming up. It's normal, but okay. So what they're making reference to is your mother, their family, TF's family, similar situations, different situations. But the question of traveling, having wishes, breaking free, time to move on, it is there. Now, when that is going to happen and how you navigate that, universe is going to help you with it. But it is going to happen. When they're not saying, but they're definitely saying about moving in together. Okay? But there's travel here. So the balls are really rolling. Theoretically, what would I say? I've told this to you before. You're in union. You're navigating union. How it feels on a day-to-day, you could be like, I'm in union. No, I'm friggin' not. Yes, you are. You're clearing karmic energy. It's about relating to it differently, moving through the cycle, but also doing it differently. What does that life have to look like? The old version of you, you can think years ago, it would have been, well, in order for us to be in a relationship, it's like we get engaged, we get married, we have babies. It's like, well, if you've been there, done that, it's all going to be different. Taking it from today with the history you had from yesterday, but you're navigating union, okay? You do have a wish coming true. There could be a holiday involved here. There is a gift. There's a lot that's coming up at the moment. You've got the treasure chest, but it's going to be better than you think. Try to not. If triggers come up, they are making reference to not navigating that. I can't say a trigger. If there's a problem that arises, it's going to turn out better than you thought. Allow them to problem solve. But definitely, I do see some sort of a surprise. There's going to be, you're going to be valued more than you know. You're valued more than you know. You probably don't realize how much this person loves you. Maybe because of the way the past has been. Be open to actually seeing it. But this person, they have the world of feelings for you. And I don't think they're going to hold them in. It's just you need to open your eyes so you can see it, because they actually really do. Okay? Cha! Oh, that's so gross. It's cute. Have fun, girl. Now, what we got for Cha? Oh, it did it again. Make a wish, eh? Wants you to make a wish, Cha. You're like, Yildiz, is this going to end? Welcome. Any of you who do want to get on the list for next week, get on it. Best and best dressed. Just whatever comes up. You're going to be a billionaire. Knowing her, like, she'll go get a ticket and she will be. I'll be like, send a sister a coin. No, the gushy stuff that's coming for you too is like, "Ugh." It's like watching your parents make out. That's what Shanice says. Oh, my Lord. She's like, Mum, stop. It's gross. They keep jumping. Okay, I'm just going to... These cards that are showing must be for you, Char. Have fun. Have faith. Okay. Have faith. How do I feel your energies coming through this? But I feel you're neither here nor there, okay? You're neither here nor there. I wouldn't say you're down in the bottom of the trenches, and I wouldn't say you're up on cloud 9. You're neither here nor there. Do you want change? Yes. You're like, I see the signs, I see the synchronicities. When am I going to get the change? I have been shown that you're going to hear something on a radio, and it's almost like you're thinking something, and the sentence that comes through in the radio is going to answer you, and you're going to be taken back a little bit. It's almost like one of those sarcastic moments. Maybe you're driving in the car and you're saying something, and you're like, nah, 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 and then this person makes this statement, and you sort of like, it's almost like it answers your question or it calls you out. Oh my gosh. Okay, you're like, do I just need to be open to a relationship here? I'm just telling you what's coming up. So I do think because Venus has gone shadow direct at the moment, we're all putting a lot of pressure on ourselves, and we're saying to ourselves, I need to go out there and find Omar Sharif. I need to find my Brad Pitt, find my George Clooney, find my Selma Hayek, whoever it be. Okay, so you're like moving into the faith, moving into the Jupiter energy. Jupiter's retrograde at the moment. So for you spiritually, intellectually with Mercury going on, you feel you're ready to move forward, right? Now, signs and synchronicities, you're like, shove it, I'm over it. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe it was just an emotion I was going through. You're trying to get into your good vibration. You're feeling ready to move forward in life. Again, it's funny because there are opportunities coming towards you. You do need to be careful what you ask for, because generally what you ask for you will receive. Does it mean it comes through all that fantastic? Look, there's equal opportunities for a soulmate, a karmic, or a twin to hurt you. Really, there is. There is. But there is a feeling that you are having that you need to move forward, okay? That you need to move forward, maybe with soulmate. It's time to move forward. But then it turns into having fun. What do I see here? I do feel there's also a person that you had a spiritual connection with that maybe is moving on in their life. This could be taking a connection to a next level. It could be that they're getting married. You could feel at times as people's new chapter is starting, you're being left behind, but they're saying you are moving forward. You're not being left behind. I do feel you're going to have some social events that you're really going to enjoy. You spiritually still love this person. Although you can have moments where you directly are feeling, that's it, I'm washing my hands clean of this. Spiritually, away from the sadness, the frustration, there is a lot of love here. You a bastard. Okay, now, as to TF, I asked how they feel. This person is very grateful that they met you. They worry that maybe you aren't having the support that you need, and they wish that they could have been there and should have been there in a better way. They also feel that you know them very well, and that, how can I explain it? It's almost like, the black sunglasses can't hide feelings. It's like you can actually tap into that person. They have been contemplating making communication. They have been weighing up the pros and cons of if they reached out, how that would be. Would they be able to heal it? Would you put them in the friendship zone? So it's like the shoe's moved on to the other foot. They also are making reference to the fact that their life was very complicated. It was very messy. They don't want to bring that complication back into your life. Even though there are some circumstances they physically can't eliminate. And that can be like family, kids, exes, It's like you can't completely eliminate those factors, but their attitude and how they're going to deal with those things is going to be very, very protective of you. So they're not wanting to... Yeah, they're not wanting to bring you head cases. Yeah, they're wanting to be protective of you and yours, whereas last time it was very vice versa. Oh, God, you got the same card as Giggle. I feel how they really do feel about you is set to come to you, but it's a person opening up. This can be them opening up to you. Yeah, this is going to be unexpected. I think if this person really, really, really opened up, I think you'd freak out. But this is what they're showing me. They're also saying you're going to have some lady luck with wealth. Okay. Chad, do you have a sister? They're showing me a feminine energy here. I also see a conversation happening with a group of people. This can be around this situation. And I also feel as though, again, I do see a getaway. Wherever they're taking you, I don't know where this is, but this does feel there is a holiday coming. Okay, I do have a sister. What is going on with that person, love? Because they popped in my head. I do feel that person can be maybe visiting. If maybe you guys weren't seeing eye to eye, I do think that's it's changing. Whatever that dynamic was, either they were going through a hard time or maybe you weren't seeing eye to eye. This could be a surprise visit, but it could be a phone call, but there's a reference to her coming up. Definite reference, okay? I would say usually in a chatted message when I get that, it's usually pretty soon. So something's changing with sis. It's asking you to be open-minded, whatever that means. It'll mean something when the moment appears. Be open-minded. Yeah, I may need some support. Last card. A lot of changes, but for the better. You prayed for help, so get out of the way and let heaven help you. Help is coming, okay? Lots of changes are coming. But spiritually, I also feel there is going to be a lot of old energies coming into your life in a healthier way. It does feel in a healthier way. I do get gossip coming through. I do feel it is through some individuals that knew the both of you. This is TF related. They're just telling me that there's going to be a confirmation of something. A confirmation of something or gossip relating to this situation. But it's positive, and I see 3 weeks. Okay? If you do want to come through, all of yous, for the, what do we call it? Let's get the comment down. For our webinar, we are doing that tomorrow. It is for the eclipse energy, and I'm going to go through each star sign and give you a heads up where it's going to be hitting. The joint connection will be done a little bit later and launched. I'm going to have a slight break, and then I'm going to record it and I'll open it to the public. And we are well and truly 2 weeks ahead still with the element reads. Not element reads, masculine, feminine, and karmic. So I've got 2 more to record, and it's still going to be 2 weeks ahead. Otherwise, if you do want a booking, it is slim pickings. You will have to jump on and grab your spot as soon as possible because it is filling up fast. Take care, and I'll see you soon.